I can't believe it's been a full month. It's been 4 weeks, and this is the final one of the Swarn story. We've been telling it. It's now time for Olympic trials this Saturday in Orlando. He's going to be lined up. Aaron, are you excited for them to hear this last part of the story?
So excited for everybody to get a listen to Swarn's build up to this Olympic trials that are happening on Saturday. Make sure you track him and you root for him while you're watching. But if y'all listened to last episode, I know you left inspired hearing about how this man made it onto the Cal Poly slow team and the accomplishments he made there. But this journey to this most upcoming Olympic trials is also just as inspiring. I remember this happening in real life, and I was so shocked and surprised. So I'm excited for y'all to get one more taste of that Swarn energy, positivity, and I'm hoping it helps you throughout your day on your run or whatever. But it's been cool. It's been cool just to really focus in on someone's story like this for 4 weeks. So I hope everyone really enjoys it.
Yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this. Wishing Swarn best of luck. And you guys just sit back, relax, tap in, and just hear about Swarn's return to his roots and how that really refreshed him, energized him, and got him ready for the Olympic trials coming up at February 3rd. Let's do it, Aaron. I'm Joshua Potts, Mr. Pottsable, always with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, Super Hot Potts. And you're watching and listening to your favorite two black runners every single
Two Black Tuesday. One more time, Soren.
Dang, bro, I had chills. I had chills. Like, bro, we need to make that into a movie. Like, golly, bro. Like that was insane. But let's talk. Because I think we know. We know after all that, we know who you are. Like, we know what your mindset's like. How's it been training for 3 weeks away? How's it been training for this next step, this next for Orlando?
Man, man, even I think just from these last 4 years, man, it's been crazy. It was a journey in itself. So I remember just like I'll give a little backstory. In like 2020, once we had the trials, and then COVID really hit, I was still dealing with the numbness in my leg. It would come and go, and it feel like I can go marathon pace without it being crazy. But anything faster, it would get numb. I knew my track days were kind of over because I can go to that same speed without it like getting to its field. I would saw doctors at like USC, Stanford, nothing was really figuring out. And it was crazy because once COVID hit, it really shocked everything. I remember getting in a mood, just like I feel like life started changing. A lot of us started moving away. People moved on with careers. Some people were like, once ever COVID hit, people started moving back. And I remember just like one day, it was like a house full of seven, and like in less than 2 months, there was like two of us, three of us left. And that really was a shock. I was like, man, because what really kept me, I had a great job here, but what really kept me was the guys, the family we had. It was only two of us in this big house, and like me and Mark, we both moved to different locations. So I went from six of these guys to not living with any of these guys. And I stayed for like just under a year. But one day, I just had a random panic attack because I think it just like everything started hitting me like it wasn't the same. I lost everyone as in terms of people going back, and I just felt like it was time for a change. So didn't really run that much after the trials. Was just running here and there just for fun the rest of 2021 and most of 2022, and then that summer of 2021. The summer of 2021, I went back slow, but I think my time became. And then I was like, I'll run here and there, and then that October of 2021, I did a PA, or it was the Aggie Open. I raced a 4 mile. I wasn't really training. Went there and got my butt kicked. This is just like a local fun meet with our team. I think I got like 34th or 33rd. And that car ride was like a 3 ride car ride home. And I think that day I decided, okay, I think I'm done running.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same. I wasn't happy with it. And then it was like October. So for like maybe 6, 7, I don't even know, 4, 5 months or something. I didn't run at all. I was running to make me happy. I like lost the joy of it, get through COVID and everything. Former coach hit me up. She had retired. And she said, I heard you were back in town. Are you open to coaching? I was like, I mean, I thought I was done with running, but I was like, okay, I can just coach some kids. Yeah, I can this can be another way, maybe not completely being done with running, but kind of being done with running, but I can give back. Because
that was in
I was
2020.
like, yeah, this was 2022, like February, like in February, this was right before practice. They needed a distance coach. I was like, I can try it out. Get there like day one, and boom, I'm like in a competitive mindset. I don't know what hit me. I'm like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna go all in, because anything I've ever done, I committed all in. So I was like, I thought I'm done running. I go with the kids. I run 1 mile with them that first day back, and I hadn't ran in 4 or 5 months or so. Didn't put on tennis shoes, nothing. And I run with the kids talking about, hey, I used to go here, do this. And then I just start going into like this training mode, but in terms of coaching. And then it just started getting me. Then I was like, all right, I want to run with the kids. I can pace them. And then that slowly as I began coaching, my drive for running came back. And then I was like, you know what? Let's try this marathon thing one more time. I was like, as I'm training, again, I'm slowly running. I'm probably running like 30 miles, probably with the kids, just doing 30, taking a day off whenever I want. I ain't doing long runs, none of that. I'm just running whatever the kids do. I'm pacing like group 2 or something. Summer comes along, we start doing a little longer long runs. I was like, all right, I can start doing 8 to 10, 8 to 10 turned to 12, 12 turned into like doing a couple of workouts. And then here it gets pretty hot. So now we're coming into August right before school starts. And that's where it'll get like 107, 108. And we're doing morning practice. These kids, I'm telling you, we're all waking up at 5:30 while school's still happening. And I'm like, damn, if they can believe in me and getting up out here, why can't I believe in myself one last time? And I got back into the mindset of like 5:30, 5:30. Eventually the fall came and we went back to 3:30 practices, but I was like, I got back into those feelings of like, okay, 5:30, here we go. It's the grind again. Just you and your shoes. Lights aren't out. It's dark out here. It's you. Listen to David Goggins. I got on my David Goggins grind for literally listen to his inspirational speeches, and that's what was getting me going. And I was like, I decided, I think like late August, September, might have been early October. I was like, yo, let me see if I can still get into CIM. I don't know what I'm gonna run. Maybe I'll hit a trial mark. But like, let me just get back into it. So I started getting back into it, and I was like, you know what? Started doing a long run. I was like, yo, I think I still have it in me. I think I got that dog in me. So coming into it, I was like, mind you, my training is completely different now compared to what I did. The first time I was doing like 120 miles a week for my trials leading up to 2020. For this CIM race in end of 2022, I'm running like 70, 80 a day off, probably like once a week at least, doing like one workout a week, just tempos. But like my confidence was growing. I was getting like stronger. I was getting fitter. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And then come to CIM. It's the day before, mind you, I had not raced
Bro,
in over a year and like 3 months. Now my first race.
Retired. I thought you were retired.
I didn't do no open 5Ks. I didn't do like a 3-week before do a fast half marathon. My first race back in a year and 3 months was CIM.
This dude crazy, bro.
I get on that line as I was like, you know what? We're going for the trials. We're going for broke, and we're going for it. And we're going, and then it's like where there's a group of us at mile like 5 and then 10, and then we get to half marathon, and it's like a smaller group. And I get that same damn feeling. I'm like, yo, we're doing this again. We're going to the trials. And I knew at halfway again at CIM, I was like, I'm making it, dude. I'm doing it. Cross the line. Next thing I know, I PR by a minute at like 2:16, a minute and like 15. I was like, hey, we back like we never left.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Wrote the Instagram caption again. He said,
yeah, I was thinking, man, the first race back in over 13 months. CIM.
I remember seeing that
Yeah, here
result,
we
and I
are.
was like, Swarn has not been running, and he just ran 2:16. I was like, like,
Yeah, I remember because there was a group chat with all the guys that were still slow, and they were like, I was trolling through because they were constantly texting each other every like 5K, 10K, half marathon, 18 mile mark 20. They're like, oh my God, he's gonna do it. Oh my God, he's gonna do it. Oh my God, he just did it. And then I was getting everyone calling me like, yo, I didn't even know you were running. I was like, man, I didn't even know I was running. What do you mean? You know, it was crazy. It's one of those things, man. It's just like some things, God is great, man. It was just crazy. I can't believe it, man. But
oh,
the second time I just thanked all those kids that I was coaching because I was
Yeah.
like, if they can believe in me, and they were all PRing. Like I had kids that had run, I had girls that had never like broken 8 minutes in the mile, and in the 1 year of training, they got down to like 5:40, and that was to me that was more exciting than me PRing. And they're the one
Yeah.
that really got me excited. So coaching, I'm still coaching as a head track cross country track. This was my first year of head coaching cross country, and our girls team made state. So just the better they do, I feel like the better I do. So, but now it's completely different. And just the mindset of before is like, all right, I want to do this because I can do it. And this time it's like, yo, if they believe in me, well, why can't I believe in myself again? No expectation, and just went out there and
how hyped were your kids when you told them?
here we are now. Oh, but yeah, they were pretty excited, coming small town kid from Yuba City, man, farm area Indian kid, just showing them like, hey, if I can do it, then why can't it be one of you guys one of these days? You know. So they were excited, they go to meets, they know, I'm about Hoka, and luckily, being affiliated with Hoka, I'm able to get them some Hoka gear. And you can tell they'll be like, wow, they're so lucky to have some gear when there's other teams, that don't have any of it. So they were excited. They're hypey.
Nah, that's a amazing story because through this entire like conversation, we've been able we really got to see like, oh, like this dude energized through his discipline and was always energized through go, 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 go. And then like almost even from the fact of you even just being like when you were living with Aaron and he was talking about every single morning, you were hype. Like Swarn, you almost have like this youthful energy, like all the time. That's all like always hype, always excited, like living like youthfully and like joyfully and like with no worries and enjoying every single moment, you know?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that moment like that you lost that during the pandemic of like running and stuff, it's amazing to see getting that back from the younger generation, being around kids, being around that youthful energy of seeing kids fall in love with running the way you did was able to
yeah,
ignite that flame again. Like that's just such a it's poetry, low key.
It's a
yeah, I
full
mean,
circle moment. The Garden Street house, it was just a group of kids, bro. We were all like just some we were all just some
yeah,
kids bouncing off the walls, having a great time, being together, but making those sacrifices to whatever it was, whether it was moving from the LA area or Brian moved from Santa Barbara. We're working, we're choosing to do this. Like we've always said that like Swarn energized like us, like he was an energizer bunny, but little did we know, like he got a little bit of energy from us just seeing us going after accomplishing our goals. So like when you go full circle 4 years later, or like he's coaching, and like now it's like those kids that he's mentoring. Little do they know, I'm sure they're so stoked. Like their coach is a two-time Olympic trials like qualifier, you ambassador for Hoka, getting them gear. You're doing all these things for them, but they probably don't realize like how much you're really doing. They're really doing for you. So that's really cool.
yeah. No, it's amazing, man. I think life puts you in situations, whether it be good or bad, to make you learn about yourself, figure out stuff, test you, and we all get tested in different ways, and it's how you overcome those tests and persevere that really will allow that light to shine on you and bring the best version of yourself. And I always tell people to keep challenging yourself, keep putting one foot in front of the other, because you just never know when your opportunity is going to come. So when it does come, make the most of it, because it doesn't come every day. And most importantly, like you say, I've been a joyful person. I try to be that way because life can be tough, life can be dark, everyone, everyone on face value, you can't tell them what they're going through, but everyone has their own challenge, everyone has their own story. So by being a light, just smiling towards someone or a small gesture can mean so much, and you don't know how that'll impact anyone in whatever way. So I try to, in any scenario, if I can, at least try to be a positive influence or bring the happiness and joy of life that I've got to see through my eyes, out to other people. I think that's how we all should try to look at life. Because, like I said, one day it's going to be gone, and all you're going to have left, and those around you are your memories. And that's how you'll be judged upon is, how you live your life. Money comes and goes, all these other, materials come and goes, but living in the moment and those small little things is what you'll remember at the end of the day. And I try to live my life with no regrets and giving it everything I have while I'm on this earth for the short period of time I am.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And as we get to the end of this very soon of this podcast, just man, you still gotta run a marathon. That's crazy. Like we just went through this whole thing. I feel like we just went through, experienced your whole journey. Now we gotta run a marathon. You feel me? Like we
I
already
know, man. I'm
like what are the
excited, man. Actually,
expectations?
yeah, training's been good. It was solid. I've had a lot of 100-mile weeks. I got a 130 in. 2 weeks ago, I did have a minor, like grade 1 hamstring strain. So it took me out of a week. But man, I was cross training. Like same thing, grind. It's like you start questioning why did this have to happen 4 or 6 weeks ago? But then as you're cross training and grinding, you just remember, hey, God has a process for you. Everything happens for a reason. Luckily it was only a week, and I was able to start grinding again. And like yesterday, I ran my longest long run of this block of 24 miles. And it was just only less than 2 weeks ago. I was out for a whole week. So, if I'm able to do that, keep moving forward, keep grinding, man, I'm excited. It's been good. It's been a lot of grind, a lot of 5:30s in the morning, back at it, and nothing's changed. All this for one race,
Yeah.
5:15 a.m., 17 miles. Get in the shower, right straight to work, finish work, head to the kids' practice, and get some running after, eat, right back in bed at 8:15. It's a beautiful
8:15.
No,
8:15, man.
that's a tight window.
That
Yeah,
is a tight window.
yeah, that's tight, man. That's why,
What's it? I guess you said a lot about like the kids fooling you and everything, but yeah, what's it been like? Your scenery, just where you run is different now. You're back in Yuba City and stuff like that. You're closer to your parents and your brother and stuff. How's that been?
it's good. I mean, it has its plus and minuses. Obviously, slow is more hilly and stuff. Here it's really flat. We got like some dirt orchards that you run through. A lot of street stuff though. But it's a lot more challenging in that like I really now am my only training partner. I really don't have any training partners. All my long runs solo. So it's a different mental challenge, Now it's like you really gotta want it the older as I get. Because it's not like some days, you finish work and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna go hang out with my boys, we're gonna go talk, chat it up.
Yeah.
But now it's like, all right, it's like it's just me out here grinding, me and David Goggins in my ears, that's what it is.
Yeah. But do you
It's
ever feel
different.
I've been running more so now, not like you at all, for sure. But sometimes I'm just like, man, what else am I about to go do right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think back to our days in the Aggie house, like even when I was running, training really hard, some of those days would be hard, but I was like, bro, this is literally the light of my day. Like this is the
Oh
best
yeah, for sure.
time of my day is when I go out. And I guess yes, it was social, running with the people, but just like
Yeah.
going to go work out and run, like I don't know, for some reason I like that. It's like it's enjoyable too.
I think it's something as us runners can only relate to because you tell your average person that they're like, you think running miles after work is socializing? You must be crazy. Unless you're a runner, you will not understand. Like, yo, that is the best day we look forward to. Just you and the boys chatting it up after a long day, easy running. Man, nothing beats that. And then, unless you're a runner, you have no idea what we're talking about. There's a special bond for those that only understand it.
No, yeah, I feel that. Some people be asking me too, like, bro, are you still running? Are you still run at all? I'm like, nah, I don't really run. Like, I just run here and there. I just run to stay sane because, like, like there's just times where you gotta get outside and like be in the sun, and there's nothing like being on top of that mountain. Like for those
Yeah.
Hey,
4 miles, 8 miles, and it's
For real.
like, bro, I'm on
and,
top of the
and
mountain and just
and the
doing
best
my
thing
thing.
being a runner, one thing that no one ever forgets, there whether you ran after a long while or took a break and you're having that day, that runner's high, man, nothing beats it. And luckily, it doesn't matter if you're the fittest guy or if you're just having those days where you just want to go out. That feeling, it can always come to you, and it's the best feeling in the world. And unless you've been a runner, you won't understand it until you get out there and get that feeling, because there's no better feeling than that.
And I feel like there's a certain aspect to it as well. Like you can, I think, especially now that I'm not competing, like I've been able to get to a place where like I released there's an amount of stress that I've released off my life to where like any time that I finish a run is a victory.
Yeah.
Like no matter what
Yeah,
type of pace I
100%.
run,
Yeah,
like it's a like you can imagine if I was just going up to shoot
yeah,
shots. Like if I was
yeah,
shooting shots, I would be mad if I missed my last shot. But the
yeah,
fact that I finished every single run, I'm making a shot no matter what. You know what I mean? Like all this is I just want to put one foot in front of the other and
yeah.
be happy when I'm done.
And
Like,
that's why I tell athletes or anyone that starts anything. It doesn't even matter if it's studying, running, anything. Just get that first step. Get out the door. It's like there's days we all have it. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I gotta do a long run by myself. It's already later in the day. Oh, I can skip it. You have that. You're just fighting these demons in your mind, because one side's like, oh, I gotta go do this. The other ones are like, just take it off. I just tell people, even whether it's my kids, put your shoes on, take one step outside today, and you will never regret it. It's just those things. It's just such practices in life. Just that's how you get through anything. Just take it one step at a time, and you'll be surprised how much you enjoy something, or be like, wow, I feel good today, or I never thought I could have done that. But just get out the door, and that's anything in life. Take that first step. You don't want to study, just open the book, and you never know what you can do. Just taking that first step.
no, big facts, big facts. But Aaron, I think we gotta end this, bro, because I think Swarn gonna have to go to bed like in 45 minutes. So I think we're
Right.
gonna have
That's
to
right.
we're
Yep.
gonna have to wrap this up. You have anything else you want to say, Aaron, before we close out this chapter, bro?
Hey, make sure y'all are tracking our boy Swarnjit Boyal at the Olympic trials February 3rd. Am I
Yes,
tripping?
sir.
February 3rd in Orlando, man. Swarn, we appreciate you. You gave a lot of good energy out to our listeners, bro. So I'm excited for everyone to listen into this. And I'm excited to see you at the trials, bro. It's gonna be great. Like
Yes,
it's
sir.
gonna be a
Reunion.
minute.
I know it's been a minute, man. I appreciate you guys. This podcast is amazing, man. I've seen you guys come a long way. Started from the bottom, now you're here, man. Keep it up. You guys do some great stuff. You guys are doing big things for not only sport of running, track and field in general, but man, people like you guys that are making the sport is just as exciting. And I can't wait to when people get to hear your guys' journey. And I know what you guys have done to how you started your guys' podcast and all the ups and downs you guys had to come through. So keep fighting, keep doing your thing. I know you guys don't can go up from here. So once again, I appreciate you guys making me a guest, and keep doing big things, you too. Nothing
Yes, sir.
beats the Potts brothers.
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
man.
I really think it is crazy that the guy that was super energetic, super motivating, and like the thing that gets him back is the kids, the kids that are fearless, that just love track and field and cross country and are falling in love to the sport in the same way that he did. Like that's brought him back to the sport. You know what I mean? Like it's a beautiful full circle moment that we seen in the final episode, Aaron.
Yeah, and it really shows you how important it is to have like a group of people who are around you and that are supportive of you and have that belief because like we said throughout these last couple of weeks, like Swarn was the guy that brought a ball of energy into the room. But little did we know there was so much that he provided so much for us, but we didn't always realize how much we were doing for him, how motivating
Mm-hmm.
and important that was for him. So to hear him open up and be vulnerable about like how he had a panic attack, being alone, he had hard times where he left the sport. He walked away. He didn't have that love for it. And a lot of the love, as far as driven as Swarn is, for him to be that person that was going into his coach's office and telling him, "Hey, I'm gonna be back." You know, when you hear something like that, you're just like, "Oh, this dude is a dog. He's a lone wolf. He's gonna get it done by himself." But it really does mean a lot to him to have a support system, and just he sees, even if you don't think you're supporting him seeing you putting in work, that don't make him jealous or anything. That makes him want to go harder. So that just really speaks to the character of him as well.
Yeah, very well said, Aaron. And a community, like it takes a village, it takes a community, and for the running community, it's super important. And when you see all these men and women on the start line this Saturday, the hundreds, like all of them have a village, all of them have a community behind them, rooting for them back home or rooting for them in Orlando. They may be in their newspaper this week or wherever their local newspaper. They're having such a big accomplishment that they're making just to get to that starting line, qualifying for the Olympic trials. This is a really big deal, to be on that stage on February 3rd. So like that community to get there is so important because a lot of people don't be able to get the run that fast or be able to have that opportunity. And I don't know, anything can happen on Saturday. You know what I mean? It's a marathon.
And regardless of what happens, there's so many stories on there. There's so many stories that are told. This story is especially special because looking at the start list, I do believe he is the only Indian person racing this weekend. So to hear that story, I'm hoping there's someone out there that can relate to it, or maybe if they're not Indian, maybe they're from a similar town like Yuba up in northern Sacramento or wherever they're at. Maybe they come from a cultural background where athletics isn't a isn't a priority for them. Maybe they're someone who wants to continue running after high school, but they're not fast enough to get onto that team. Maybe there's someone who wants to continue running after college but doesn't get a contract. Just know there still is a way for you. There's people that have done it and that have got into, if your level is Olympic trials you're trying to reach, it's possible. It's right there in front of you. And there's people that's even taking it further. But regardless, you'll find joy and happiness chasing that goal. So I would say, whatever you're doing today, just put that goal in mind and go after it. Like Kobe said, it's not the destination. Those early mornings when you wake up and you grinding, that is the dream. That's really is the dream. So shout out to Swarn for allowing us to tell his story and share his dream. And we just hope that it gives you some inspiration as we're coming in out of the first month of the year. I think it was a great way to start off the month.
Absolutely. 2024 is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. So, we're going to get into a little bit more marathon talk in a little bit, about like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so. But before we get there, let's talk around the track, Aaron, because ever since indoor track has kicked off, bro,
Woo!
it's been wild. It's been wild. It's been wild. And let's start here, bro. Let's before we go to I got a wild take that I feel like may get you a little bit mad. You feel me? But before we get there, bro, I want to talk about I was at Dr. Standard, bro. Let me brag on myself a little bit. I don't
Oh,
do it
my
a
boy
lot.
was on TV.
I was on Peacock. I was on Peacock,
Okay.
bro. I was on Peacock. I was on streaming, you feel me? Interviewing the winners for the Dr. Standard Invitational and 800 and the mile. Got to see some people qualify for Milrose Games, was on TV. That was dope, bro. That was pretty cool. That
Yeah,
was
that's
pretty
a
cool.
milestone. That was a mile. I saw you. I was watching. I know I didn't text you, but I was watching. I saw you doing your thing.
Like I watched it back and then like because we met Paul Swangard before,
That's the
but
boy.
then yeah, for him to say like, oh, to Joshua Potts, like that's pretty cool, bro. That's pretty cool. Like honestly. So I was like,
Big.
dang,
That's
like
big.
that's a pretty cool moment. So, but like the thing about it is that I was kind of sick. I still am kind of sick, but I was kind of
Oh
sick during
dang.
that, and so like I did for being sick. I think I did pretty good, to be honest. For being sick.
I was thinking, man, watching that, I was like, it's a huge deal for real, man. But I was just thinking back to Kansas, man. Remember you were sick there too. This dude appendix exploded. But I was
That was
just like,
crazy.
dang, look how far you came, bro. You know, from our first time being on, a random webcast during COVID to now you on Peacock with Paul Swangard. That's a huge, bro. Congratulations. We all proud of you back here at home. And I know some listeners saw you too. I had Liam hit me up. He was like, "Yo, like your brother's killing it right now." And I'm like, "Hey man, that's what we do, bro. Like, come on, you already know."
No, yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty yeah. I think the crazy thing about it is that some people are asking me who I work with, like, oh, were you nervous? Are you like nervous and stuff? And like, yeah, at times I like feel like a little bit nervous, but then at other times, bro, I'm all like, I've been in like for like the past 6, 7 years, like I've been putting myself on camera and like letting people watch it, like
Yeah.
from vlogs and just stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, it's not exactly the same thing, but like consistently for the past 6, 7 years, either through audio or video, I've been like making it for people's public consumption. So like people's opinions definitely still affect me, but like it's kind of just all like I don't know, just learn to like have fun with it, and it's like I don't know. We done a lot of interviews too, so like
We
it's
done a
not that
lot of interviews. We
it's
done a
not that big.
lot.
There's just been a lot of practice, like it's not my first time doing it. It's just a different stage, but that was awesome to be able to do Peacock. Hopefully can do it again. Hopefully can do it again. That's the goal.
Did it feel any different though from because we've had, we talk about Kansas, but I talk about Spokane where I was like getting hecka mad because we had such good plan. Like we had this track meet in Spokane. Shout out to our guy, Jeff from Portlandia, not Portlandia, Tracklandia, and shout out Shannon Roberry. She's amazing to work with
Yeah,
too.
Shannon
We
was
had
dope.
such big plans for this meet in Spokane, and like literally everything technically like just went array. Or I even think back to I don't want to keep on putting spotlight on Tracklandia, but we've had we've had issues with some of this live stuff. But did it feel different doing it with Peacock?
Well, like it's through Peacock, but it's really through the staff at the Armory and the dude that's over the digital media side of just like putting on the broadcast. Brian and his team, like they're great, and so working with them is super good. Like it doesn't always go smooth. There's definitely some hiccups of like things of when we recorded before when we do like previews for the meets, but like it's just super like hectic. But like
Yeah,
that's just like the
it's the
world of what it
nature.
is. So like, but like kind of like uh just like I remember Coach O when I was on Mount Sac, he would always be like control the chaos. Like that's the mentality I just keep, like control the chaos. Like, bro, there's so much that I can do at this moment. And like I'm just trying to help y'all put on the best show too. So like tell me where I need to be, where I need to go, and like I'm gonna be there and then I'm just gonna show up. Like I'm like once it's my time, like I'm gonna show up and do my thing. Like until then, like you don't need me. So Brian and them, like he makes the thing make it go super smooth. So shout out to them and just shout out the opportunity. So yeah, like they're pretty good.
I mean, Milrose next. We gonna see you on TV, Milrose.
Show, show. Nah, that's Lewis Johnson.
Okay, okay,
But
okay, okay.
hey, Lewis, if
You
you need some
listening,
help though,
Lewis?
if
If
you
you
need some help though,
listening,
Lewis,
hey,
hey,
that's all we saying,
you
Lewis.
need a breather. You need a breather. I got you, bro. I got you.
For
But
sure.
I want to talk about this too. We saw Nico Young this past weekend. You feel me? Ran 12:57 NCAA record, right? First guy under 13 for 15 for the 5K in NCAA. Colin Salmon,
And
3:53 in the mile, faster than his mile conversion. And this is what I have to say, Aaron. I think this proves my take right that I
Good
made
take.
about 3 years ago when I said
Oh my God.
when I
Here
put
we
out there
go.
and I said that this Newberry Park team would be an all-star cross country runners, that they would be on that level, that they're the greatest cross country team of all time. I think this proves my take right.
How does
This
this
proves
prove your take right? This still doesn't say
no. This is
you
the thing, Aaron. Back then,
Cheserek,
this
Footsum.
Lucas Verbickus. All this is the thing. When we're having these conversations, I remember we had this with like Rory Linkletter. You guys were like, "All right, so we gotta look like what are they gonna do 5, 6 years from now? Look what these two are doing right now. Nico and Colin Solomon are doing. Nico's about to go to the Olympics. It looks like.
Now, see, I don't like how you did right here because now you gonna make me talk bad about Colin Solomon.
How can you talk bad about this man?
I'm he hasn't done nothing. He ran
Oh,
good. He ain't ran great. He don't got no titles. Edward Cheserek is the greatest NCAA track and field distance athlete of all time.
I'm saying he's on his way though, Aaron. He's on his way. He's
But he
already
still
Colin
hasn't done
Solomon
nothing yet. He hasn't got no titles yet. He did.
at
He
this
ran amazing. But
at this moment, I can argue for Colin Solomon and Nico Young for being the greatest cross country high school athletes of all time. I can argue that. Now, now that they're in cross country, I can't argue that they're going to be the greatest college athletes. No, I can't. But from what they're doing right now, it shows me that they're going to have long careers. They're going to have careers with longevity. They're going to be in fast races for a
put some in
very long
Cheserek,
time.
Colin, and Nico. What you got? Guess all it is. Put some in Cheserek versus Colin and Nico. What you
What at
doing?
what at high school?
I mean, the high school, I guess. Like
Bro,
those are
I think
Lucas
that's
versus Bickus and
I
Lucas
think
versus
that's
Bickus,
it's a battle,
Cheserek,
bro. It's a
Lucas
battle.
versus Bickus,
It's a battle.
Edward Cheserek, Footsum Zenazalasi versus Nico Young, Colin Solomon, and Lex Young.
It's a battle. It's a battle, bro. They're
I'm not even gonna.
dogs. They're dogs.
Everyone I
Leon
named is
Lex
great.
ran good.
I,
Leon Lex ran great 3000s too at BU. They ran 3000. They ran good 3000s too. But I'm just saying, like this dude, Colin
is
Solomon beat like
Colin's
three pros in that race. He beat
is
Craig Engel in that
Colin's
race.
is Colin Solomon as good as Nico Young high school wise? Like, is Colin
Yes.
Solomon
Yeah.
as good as Hobbs Kessler? Because that's what
Okay.
Lucas
Well,
versus Bickus was like.
Hobbs Kessler's on like a different level.
Okay, but
He never
I
had
don't want
cross
to make
still. He
this
never had cross.
conversation about that, bro. I don't want to make this conversation about that. I'm not trying to talk about that, to be honest.
No, all I'm saying is that how good they're doing is proving my point, right? And I'm just saying they're doing very good. They're doing very good.
I'm excited. I'm happy for them. If y'all haven't watched Nico Young's workout on what's it called? All Access Track All Access, you need to go watch that. If you go watch that workout, he this is the workout he did before he ran at BU. He ran a 5:17 2K, and he started off the workout with a 400 at 53 and then ran a 5:17 2 2K, which is very impressive. I'm not going to break down the splits for y'all. You can figure that out. Just go watch the workout. And when you watch the workout, watch Mike Smith. Watch how much this man has to hold back. He is bursting out of the seams because Nico is what we call scary fit. He's scary fit. This dude stops the workout early because he's scared of how fast this man is running. And I think the whole world is on watch right now. Jacob Ingerson watched that workout and he's like, okay, young boy coming. This is Colin Hawker. When I was hyped off Colin, back then, this is he on that type of timing right now. So I just think about to what I was saying when you asked me about the hype, that they live up to their hype, and I said, oh, they create their own thing, they're team guys. I still believe that, but this is like what we expected from Nico Young. This is the hype that we expected, and he's giving it to us. So kudos to him, man. And I'm excited to see what Colin keeps on doing because yeah, I think you are right. I think he's gonna run faster. I think he might run 351 this year. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But I'm excited to see them in the championship style races. Let's see what they do there. But this is definitely Colin's um his party this year. He's gonna show the world what he got too.
No, yeah, it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see another exciting performance, bro. Tanoda, we reported about him last week. You know, we got to talk about this dude first. African American, African American high schooler to break 4 minutes. Ran 146 in the mile last in the 800 this past week. An incredible performance. Like, dude, it's just telling that like, shoot, this dude's beast, man. Like, I don't
I think
know
we
what he's gonna run next.
you know what?
45.
I think we got to keep on reminding people that this dude is the first African American to break 4 in the mile and how big of a deal that is and how inspiring that could be to other kids, whether they're a miler or an 800 or it's just a black kid that might be on the fence about doing distance, because that's a big deal. And he's not like burning out or nothing. He's only getting better. He just ran 146 and he's a freshman. Like I said, that was an amazing class that just came out with Connor Burns and Simeon Birnbaum and Lex and Leo. But Tanoda Matassa, the first black man to break 4 in high school, was the best. He's the best right now. He just ran 146. He's like number 3 in the NCAA. He might win an NCAA championship this year. He might be on the team this year. Y'all might think I'm wilding, but he might be on the team this year. He ran 146 indoor. Like,
His first one.
yeah, let's just remember that he was the first black man to break 4 as a high schooler. That's all I'm saying. It's significant.
Yeah, that's really all you have to say. You know, that's all you really have to say. Then on the West Coast, and indoor and UW, Nikki Hiltz, they ran 234 in the 1000, beating Jessica Hull. Jessica Hull right on the last like 80 meters to go. Nikki made a super big move and passed her up. And then Angel Pericolo finished about, whoa, Tyrannin. Wait, did she change her last name? I don't know. Angel was about like 5 meters behind Jess Hole too. So like an incredible race. But Nikki, they broke the American record with a time of 2:34. Incredible race by Nikki. What did you think, Aaron?
Nikki just keeps on getting better
For real,
every
huh?
year. There was a moment there where they were kind of stagnant for a little bit, and then they switched over to Mike Smith, and they started just seeing success like everyone else that we see with Mike Smith. So I I'm excited to see what Nikki is gonna do. Feel like they are the front runner by far. Like there's still Heather McLean that Nikki will have to compete against. We'll see where Eleanor Pereira is
Yeah, she's
at.
back.
Um,
But we'll see at Milrose. Nikki will be at Milrose. Uh, in the Wanamaker Mile.
yeah, and I feel like Nikki's on another level to where she's is dominant in the 15. So I'm excited to see what that means on that world stage. We definitely need somebody up there in the 15, and it would be great to see Nikki continue to rise. One other person I'm gonna mention, I know this was on the show notes, but if y'all haven't been watching, Rachel Snyder Smith has slowly been coming back. I think she ran 15:10 this year. I mean 15:10 last week. I'm not sure exactly where that was at, but it doesn't look like she lost a step. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be surprised if we see Rachel Snyder Smith on the team again.
No, that would be exciting. That would be. Did she run that at BU?
Was it at BU? It may have been at BU. Let me check. I think she posted on her Instagram. I saw it. But Rachel's also probably one of the most popular athletes out there. I've never heard anybody say just anything besides just great things about her. But yeah, looking at the track really quickly, it looks like it is at BU. But Mike Smith, I'm gonna keep on saying it. I think he's the best coach in the world. I really do. I really do. I'm a big Mike Smith fan.
No, I'm saying with you. I think he is right now. He's definitely he seems like the best coach in the world, especially the performances of NAU, seeing the performances of Nikki Hiltz, and then we'll see what happens February 11th, February 3rd. Galen Rupp, Aaron, what we got
Oh,
false
yes, sir. Yes,
starts.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So now we're gonna go into some false starts. I know we haven't done this for a while, but a marathon's coming up on Saturday. Every podcast y'all listening to, I know they going super deep in these stats and these analytics, and we'll say some things that make sense. We'll allow those
Yep.
podcasts that go for 2 hours, and the let's
Dang,
runs and stuff like that. We'll let y'all can go.
call him
We
out
gonna do
by
some
name.
false
That's crazy.
starts. I put together some topics for Joshua. You know, if it don't make sense, if it don't sound right, if it's a false start, if he thinks it's okay, if it's valid, you know, it was on the gun. All right. So the first one I got is at this Olympic trials, we will only have two men actually qualify for the Olympic marathon. And that's because we only have two men right now that have the Olympic standard. You have to have a time under 211 right now to qualify for the team. There's some guys that do have that like 209, 210s, but if you don't have 211 on the day, you have to get under 211. But Joshua, we will only have two men qualifying for the Olympic marathon this year due to the standard craziness. Is that a false start?
I think that's a false start. I think we're thinking too soon. I don't think that's gonna happen. I just don't. I don't see that happening. 211 isn't crazy. It's not fast. We got one, two, three, four, five, nine, 12, uh, 15. We got 15 guys, 15, 16 guys under 211 PRs on this list. You feel me? I don't think that's that crazy. Someone else should be able to the top three should be under 211 if it's a fast and a competitive race, and everyone already knows they have to run fast here. Like they have to run fast if they want to make this team. You know what I mean? And to just make the team and to simply get that standard. So I think it's a false start. They're gonna go for this thing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And it would be pretty atrocious if we only were able to send two people. Like, I don't want to sound
Insane.
arrogant, but we're the United States, man. We got to have some pride. You know what I mean? We better got two people that can hit the standards to make the team. So I 100%, I 100% agree with you. Um, okay, second question I got for you. We will have a completely new Olympic team on both men's and women's sides in comparison to 2020. So last year, no, in 2020 on the men's sides, the qualifiers were Galen Rupp, Abdi Abraham, Jacob Riley. And then on the women's side, so Galen Rupp and Abdi Abraham are best racing and are both racing. And then on the women's side, we had Alafine Tulamuk, we had Molly Seidel, and then we had Sally Kibiego. So the question is, will we have a completely we will have a completely new Olympic team on both men's and women's side. Is that a false start?
Wait, hold on. So you're saying no, like no new person, like no,
No,
like
no one,
there
no
can't be one,
repeats.
no repeats.
No repeats at all on either side.
Man, I don't think it hurts to say because I don't think that's a false. I don't think that's a false start. I don't think that's a false start. Only reason, like, the reason I struggle with that is mainly because of like Molly Seidel and Alafine. Like, I feel like they have the ability. I feel like they're really good racers. Like, I think they're really good when when it's time to be clutch and when the when it's on the line, like they'll show up. You know what I mean? Like if I had to put money on somebody, like to just show up and just like to make it happen, it's those two. You know, Galen Rupp. Now Galen Rupp's also the GOAT, but like we also talked about what this man ran about 3 weeks ago. So you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like Galen Rupp is getting
You
older
said
and like if he like didn't make it, like I don't think it's a false start to say that Galen Rupp doesn't make the team. Cause like I feel like that's definitely possible this year. That can happen. Like just to be realistic. That's not the best quote to have, but like it could happen. I don't know what Galen Rupp's gonna really look like. But Alafine and Molly Seidel, like if they're just on that day, like I don't think there's a lot of people beating them. Like their competitive psyche and how they race is different compared to others. Don't you like you know what I mean?
You know what? You know Alafine, that's that. You know that's the homie. That's like sis. That's big sis right there. But I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. We're gonna have completely new teams on both sides. Galen, you're done.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry, you're done. And then Abdi Abraham, I would love to see it,
no,
but
that's no,
probably
that
not gonna
man.
happen. And my guy Jacob Riley, that was a beautiful story, but I don't see it happening again. On the women's side, I get what you're saying, but there's just so many good women that are racing this year. Like this could be a top three: Emily Sisson, Kiera D'Amato, Sarah Hall. You, if they're on a good day, they could be Alafine or Molly Seidel. Like Betsy Sana, they could be there. Sarah Vaughn, Kellen Taylor. What if Kellen Taylor slips in there? That's low key one of my dark horses. I'm really rooting for her. Nell Rojas. There's just a lot of good women. There's about 225 or under. It's one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 women, 225 or under, which is incredible when the Olympic A standard, I believe it was, did I say 226? So it's going to be a battle. And I'm excited. I hope Alafine makes it, to be honest. You know me, you know I'm rooting for Alafine. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a completely new team on both the men's and the women's side.
Yeah, you got a fair point, fair point, fair point. But no, I still think I don't know. Alafine and Molly Sardell, I feel like they
One of them is
different.
gonna make it. One of
But
them is
I don't
gonna
know.
make it.
I don't think Galen was. I'm honestly, I don't think Galen's gonna make it. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it though. It's gonna be
All
tough.
right. We going hard on Galen right now, but my next false start, is this a false start? This is the final Olympic trials we'll see Galen Rupp compete in.
I think so. I think so. I think this is his last one. I would be surprised if he was back in 2028. Oh, this man's 37 years old at the moment.
Dang.
Like, I don't know if he's gonna come back in 20 in another 4 years at 41 years old. Is he gonna come back and run again? You know, maybe if he makes this one, he will come back and do another one in 2028. But it's been a long run. It's been like no pun intended. It's been a long run for the man. So like I think as long as he can make it and probably as long as he could probably make the Olympic trials and he's having fun doing it, why not? But if he feels like dude, I've done everything that I possibly really could have done in this sport, like bro, sit down, chill. Like I think Galen's a
Yeah.
great commentator. He should commentate. I liked him when he does NXN and stuff. He's really good.
Silver in the 10K. And did he get silver in the marathon or was that bronze? I think it
Uh,
was,
Silver.
but one of the greatest American distance runners of all time. Maybe we'll see him compete on the track if he doesn't make the team, but I do think this will be the last Olympic trials cycle that we will see him as well. And then my last false start, or my last question, if it's a false start, one one of the one of the qualifiers making their marathon debut will make this team. All right, hear me out. We got Paul Chalimo. You know what he's done? Constant multi medalist at the Olympics, 10K, 5K extraordinaire. We also on the women's side have Natasha Rogers consistently making world teams in the 10K, making her debut in the marathon. We got Jenny Simpson. Y'all know what
Let's
it is. One
face
of
it.
the greatest 1500-meter athletes of all time. She qualified with a 110 half, but who knows? On game day, she's feeling good. I don't know what can happen. And then Issa Rodriguez uh, just came out from Oklahoma State, was a standout there, won some NCAA titles, I believe. He qualified with like a 62 half. Is it a false start to say that one of
Yes,
these
false start, bro.
is
False
that
start.
wild? Paul Chalimo,
Like
can Paul Chalimo make the team?
it would be cool. It would be cool. Like if not, just Natasha Rogers just came out of nowhere and made the team and ran like 225. Like I
I
was
low key
like,
could see that though.
yeah, no, that would be insane. It would absolutely be insane. But let's be real though. Let's be real. You feel me? I can't just disrespect, you feel me, all these people that have been out here grinding for years. It's like
Don't disrespect Shalimo though. Calm down.
that have been grinding for years trying to make this team and like that have been focusing on the marathon and then they just come up and first time out and just beat them. Like I don't think we got any Safan Sans that just deep in their bag like that. But like you,
We
I
gonna
think
see.
if there's anyone that could do that, it could be Natasha Rogers. Like she's on that. Not saying that she's on that exact same training plan as Hassan or something like that, but she's in that same category of just crazy that 10,000 people that are running that 10,000 that have been consistent and like are been able to come that have we've seen that just can go up and run a great marathon time like the Tespet Gade, Helen Obiri, Stefan Hassan, and so many others. So uh no, not gonna happen though.
What do you think about Issa Rodriguez, bro? This dude's favorite book is the Bible, and his favorite TV show is One Piece.
Why'd you list those stats?
Cause hey man, anybody that is devoted to their
Man's
Bible
motivated.
and they
This man's
think like
motivated.
Luffy, and then his favorite song is "The World Is Your World Is Yours to Take, Little Baby." This man might go off.
What?
Oh, that's random, but I don't know.
I think Isaiah Rodriguez is nice though. I wouldn't be surprised if he's leading the race in the beginning. Um, he always gets out. He was leading the 10,000 at USA's. So I wouldn't be surprised. He's a competitive dude. So, but nah, he ain't making the team. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy, but yeah, that's all I got for you for false starts. I mean, guess at this point we could put in our picks that helps you think a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do our picks. I'll go first. I'll go first from the men's side. Who I think is gonna make it. Honestly, bro, I don't really know, but I think for sure. I think I just
Nobody
want to see.
knows.
I want to see at this point, like I want to see this happen. I want to see Connor Mance and Clayton Young make it. I want to see them go 1-2. I want to see Connor Mance win. Mance to make him dance. That would be
Hey,
fire. You feel me? The young dude winning it and like just being I think he can this could be the start of something new, you feel me? And just like the start of his journey being that top marathoner in America for the next 10 years. This could be the start of that and Connor could claim that this Saturday and bring his teammate along right with him. Clayton Young can really solidify what Ed Eyestone is really doing up there in BYU with these creating these great marathoners year in and year out. And then I'm gonna put out my third place, really just some fan love. Footsum to the Saucy. Well, that's not fan love. This man's also nice. Like Footsum, he's finished well in good marathon majors. Why can't he finish well in the big stage at the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials? He's been on a U.S. team now before. He wants to get back there. Footsum to the Saucy.
Okay. So for me, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna also say I think that I think that Connor Mance is the favorite going into it, and I think it is the start of it's the passing of a torch in a way. We're gonna see a Galen Rupp, our marathon great. We're gonna see him run his last Olympic marathon trials, and we're going to see Connor Mance, you know, take over that torch. And I think he's gonna take the baton. His teammate though, Clayton Young, I don't think he's gonna make it this time around. The marathon, it's a lot about experience, you know, and there has to be a guy in that three that has ran previous trials and gone through tribulations and not made teams. You can't tell me it's going to be somebody whose first Olympic trials is not going to, there's going to be someone with, it's not going to be just, you know, Clayton, Connor, their first one. There's going to be somebody that is like, there's going to be somebody that's like, I am
Who
not
is it, bro?
missing
Who
this
is it?
team.
Just say it.
And
You still
that
thinking?
person that I think that person is, I think that's Scott Fauble. That guy has gone through a lot. Like he's ran some good times at Boston. He switched from Hoka to Nike, but there's a lot of times I feel like he just comes up short of his goal. But I don't think he's gonna let this chance pass him by. I think he's in a good mind state based off interviews and things like that. And I think his experience is really gonna come into play. He's 32 years old, and he's ran a ton of marathons. So I feel like it's time for him to make the team. And finally, like he's been running great for years. He always is a top finisher at Boston. He ran to like 209 there and stuff like that. And people always get hyped on him, and then he doesn't perform the best when it comes to like the trials sometimes and things like that. But I think this year he's going to make the team. Then my last person I'm going to pick is this guy was Scott Fable's former teammate. They used to train together. Footsum Selassie. I'm putting Footsum on there. That's all. Connor, Scott, and Footsum. Those are my picks.
All right, that's good. It's good. Women's side.
This is
Women's
harder.
side.
This one's harder.
No, yeah, this is super hard. Now I feel like I kind of have to put someone from the past because I said that wasn't a false. That couldn't be a false start. Um, you feel me? So
I don't know, man.
I
Shoot.
I think for sure, honestly, I know that they're two fastest on here too, but I think Emily Sisson, I think she's gonna make this team. I'm pretty sure when we did this in 2021, I had her on the team. I'm pretty sure,
Mm.
and like as the pick to make it, I think she's gonna make it this team though. I think she's once that redemption. I feel like Kiera D'Amato has to make this team too, bro. I feel like she has to. She's been so fast. She's been consistent in the marathon and running fast in the half. I think she has to make this team as well. Now that third spot, I don't- my things changed. Wait, hold on. Can you still hear me? Wait, I can't hear you. On my third spot though, on my third spot though, I think I want to pick Sarah Hall, but I just don't know. So I'm gonna say Molly Seidel. I feel like that's a very popular uh top three, but that's the top three I'm gonna pick.
Okay. Dang. Honestly, the women is so up in the air. It's hard to say. But hmm. Shoot, this one I really don't know, but I'm gonna just throw some names out there. I'm gonna go in the opposite of you. I'm gonna say Kiera Yamato is gonna make it because oh wait, did you say she was gonna make it? You did say she was gonna
Yeah.
make it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think she's gonna make it. Had just so much upswing over the past couple of years, and also she's 39 years old, and I think experience is super big. I mean, she did quit for 10 years and then came back in 2017, and she's just been going crazy the past couple years. She's been a name. So I think she will show up when it matters this weekend, and she will make the team. Also, I see on here her favorite TV show is Survivor, and she chooses podcast over music. So I like that. So I don't know. I like that on these athlete bios. It tells you something about the people too. That helps me with my pick. So yeah, I'm gonna put Kiara D'Amato on there. Dang. And then shoot. You know what, man? I'm gonna put Sarah Hall on the team, man.
Let's go.
I'm gonna put Sarah Hall on the team, bro. You know, I feel like she hasn't had the best history at Olympic trials, but she's also 40 years old, and shoot, time is of the essence, man. Time is of the essence. She don't want to be back here at 44. So she gonna do everything she can to tough it out and make this team. Also had the American record in 2022, which was then again broken by Emily Sisson. So I'm gonna say Sarah is gonna make that onto the team. I think she's gonna gut it out and figure it out. So that's Sarah, that's Kiera, and I gotta put a Hoka person on there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be there. That's what I'm rooting for. And the Hoka person I'm gonna put though, I'm gonna put Kellen on there. I think Kellen Taylor is gonna make this team. Kellen is somebody who's always like sixth place, fifth place, like always in that. Another person, I guess I'm picking. I'm rooting for the older people. I'm going with experience. I guess I'm not even sure how old Kellen is, but definitely one of the older in comparison to the field. But I think that would be cool though to have Sarah, and Kellen. To have that group would actually be really cool because they've just been at it for such a long time. And I think it would be all of their first teams. We'll see though. That's my pick. I would love to see Alafine on there too, but I'm gonna stand by it. I'm gonna stand by what I said.
Yeah, there's a lot of people we would love to see to make the team, but it only could be three. But I think that's going to be the most interesting part about the marathon trials. Like I feel like it's getting more and more exciting each day. So super hyped for this Friday, and yeah, man, that's I'm not Friday. I'm super hyped for this Saturday and watch these races. This it's gonna be it's gonna be exciting. A lot of different storylines. Sad to see who makes it, bro. First people crowned on the Olympic team for track and field, or is this Saturday? That's exciting.
That's crazy. We're back. You know, full circle now. Going back to the Swarn conversation. What Swarn's conversation made me think back to is just like COVID and like how hard of a time that was. The Olympics got canceled, everything got moved
Yeah,
back. That was such a wild time. Like, yeah, like he was saying, we were all moving out of the house. My boy had panic attack. There was a lot of unknowns, but we're back to somewhat normalcy, and the Olympics are here again. It's crazy. Like we're at the Olympic trials for the marathon this weekend. Full circle moment, man.
yeah. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Have fun out there, Aaron. Be safe. You feel me? Say what's up to everybody for me, and shoot, you won't be at Melrose. That kind of sucks. So
How was
hey,
your boy Chris? How was your boy Chris last week? I'm about to run into him. You might catch me on City Smack Live. If I get there in time, I'm gonna try and hop in there and give my predictions.
nah, Chris was chill. Chris was chill. I saw Chris and Anderson won't be down there, but I saw Chris and Anderson. But yeah, I think that man ready. That man ready for this weekend. City is about to be going crazy this weekend. Tell you that.
Yeah, no, we got a lot planned. But thank you all for just tuning in this week. Thank you all for tuning in to Swarn and being open to hearing that story. Let us know if you can, to the true ones, the real ones. hit me up on like Instagram or in the what's it called? Leave a review and let us know how you liked this format of having, one interview for 4 weeks. It was something new we tried to give more focus to it, but honestly, with like time, it also helped as well. I'm definitely not saying this is something that we'll do permanently, but I would be interested to just get feedback from everyone on how did you all like that type of interview process.
Yeah, would love to hear for that from y'all. But we'll see y'all next week on another Two Black Tuesday. And can you believe that, bro? First 4 weeks of the year of 2024, we got a podcast in.
Bro, we starting sharp. Starting sharp. Now we gotta finish fit. We gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going, man. Maybe we'll hit 52 this year, man. Who
Hey,
knows?
you don't want me to you don't want me to promise that. We'll make it happen.
Yo, that's what the people want, man. I mean, we in a good rhythm right now though. So I'm excited. I have some other ideas lined up for the year for everybody and more guests, more guests. We're not gonna have just one guest for the whole month every time, but
No.
yeah, I got some more guests lined up.
Yeah, man. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Let's get it.